Okay, I want each one of you guys to twist to this push rod and feel no drag, and twist to this push rod and feel just a light drag on it.
They didn't have a plunger, but the top kind of moves up. They didn't have a plunger though. They're like solid, but then the top
twist
kind
it?
of you grab like it moves up and down.
I'm not, the words you're using are kind of confusing me. The plunger is underneath that.
Yeah, it's 2 pieces of metal, right? The top one.
Yeah.
It like moving up or down.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or is just that like small little movement?
You'll see it probably move more now in the engine than you did on the bench. That's going to be like the last step in what we're doing right now, to make sure that we still have some dry lash.
What if Peter didn't want people touching his push rods?
I didn't ask him. Okay, now that that thing has been adjusted to 0 lash, I'm going to give it a half a turn more, and by half a turn on that adjusting nut, I've pressed down on that lifter and positioned it in the middle of its travel, in the middle of the plunger travel inside the lifter body. Now, to make sure I didn't go too far, I can take my thumb and push down on that lifter and push it down even more. And I want you guys to all come by and do that. You're looking right here where the push rod hits the plunger body, and you're pushing down and seeing that it moves. Verifying for yourself, proving to yourself that you didn't turn it too far and bottom the lifter out, bottom the plunger out in the lifter body. That's called dry lash. We would not be able to do that had we soaked those lifters and filled them with oil before we put them in the engine. That's why we put them in dry. Everybody done? So, on the intake, I'm going to adjust it the same way. Little drag, 0 lash, half turn preload, still got dry lash. Those 2 valves right there have been professionally adjusted, right where they need to be, okay? Now, I'm ready to adjust the next set of valves. What other set of valves can I adjust right now? I can. Number 6 is on overlap, so that means the valves are trying to move. One's trying to shut and one's trying to open. So you'd be tempted to adjust those right now, but you can't. They're partially on that load. One's on the end of the load, the other one's on the beginning of the load. I got to turn this engine 360 degrees before those are on the base circle of their load.
Next in the firing order?
Next in the firing order, but what do I have to do before I can adjust those?
Turn it to whichever one the other.
Okay. Whichever cylinder is in the firing order is the one I'm going to adjust next. But that cylinder is not at top dead center right now. Only this one is.
It's 90 degrees.
It's a V8, so if I turn it 1/4 of a turn, 90 degrees, the next cylinder in the firing order is going to be on top dead center. Okay? So, with the breaker bar on here, it's a little hard to judge 90 degrees, so I'm going to take that off. Got a 1/2 inch drive ratchet. 1/2 inch drive ratchet, please. And again, in the direction that the engine travels. So that's about horizontal right there. Turn it 90 degrees. Now the next cylinder in the firing order is ready to be adjusted. You guys know which one that is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's number 8. So while we were turning it, we could have been watching cylinder number 8 to make sure that the valves were shut and not moving. But I didn't. I got ahead of myself and I just turned it. Okay? But 1/8 now is ready to be adjusted. 0 lash. half a turn on both the valves, and then another quarter turn, and you go to, I think it's number 4. I'm not sure. I'm not going to even hazard a guess. Until we go all the way through 2 full turns of the crank, after which we've adjusted all of the valves and we're back to top dead center number 1. And that's a good place to leave the engine when we're done adjusting the valves, because when we get ready to install the distributor a little bit later, we want the engine back at top dead center number 1. Questions? You would do the exact same thing if you had a solid cam. Instead of preloading it, you're using your feeler gauge right here to set the clearance between the rocker arm and the valve, and then 90 degrees go on to the next one, 90 degrees go on to the next one, etc. Okay? There's a bunch of different ways people will tell you to adjust valves. That's the most simple, methodical, step-by-step, not screwing something up way to do it, right there.